Most people dream about that magical moment when their paychecks finally increase. A promotion arrives, a business deal closes, or investments start paying dividends. What happens next? Instinctively, many people upgrade everything. A nicer apartment, a fancier car, expensive dinners become the norm, and suddenly more money doesn't mean more savings. This trap is lifestyle inflation, and it silently destroys wealth before it has a chance to grow. The wealthy, however, have figured out a secret that separates them from everyone else. They refuse to let their spending habits grow with their income, and this single discipline is why some people accumulate billions while others never break free from financial stress. The hidden cost of wanting more. Lifestyle inflation happens when earning increases naturally lead to spending increases. It feels logical, even justified. You earned more, so why shouldn't you live better? The problem is that this thinking reverses the wealth building process. When someone makes $50,000 a year, they might save $5,000 and spend $45,000. When that person gets a raise to $75,000, they do not save an extra $20,000. Instead, they spend an extra $20,000 on upgrades they have convinced themselves they deserve. Research on spending patterns shows something remarkable. The poorest households spend 95% of their after-tax resources on everyday items like food, transportation, and housing. Wealthy households, they spend only 79% on those same categories. That 15% difference compounds over decades, transforming into generational wealth. The wealthy understand that more income is not an opportunity to inflate lifestyle. It is an opportunity to inflate savings and investments. When an income bump arrives, the rich make a conscious decision to maintain their current lifestyle and funnel the increase directly into assets that appreciate. A person who started making $100,000 and maintained their $50,000 spending habit could have invested the remaining $50,000 every single year. Over 20 years, with modest investment returns, that disciplined approach creates over $2 million in additional wealth. The psychology behind restraint. Avoiding lifestyle inflation requires fighting a deeply human instinct. Society tells us that success should be visible. A nicer house proves you made it. A luxury car shows you have arrived. Designer clothes display your status. Social media amplifies this pressure 1,000 times over. When peers post pictures from 5-star restaurants, expensive vacations, and their new homes, the temptation becomes overwhelming. However, wealthy individuals have learned to ignore these external signals. They know that appearing wealthy and actually being wealthy are two completely different things. Someone driving a luxury car on a luxury car payment is broke. Someone driving a used car they own outright with millions in investments is genuinely wealthy. Research on millionaires reveals a startling truth. The vast majority of wealthy people live in modest homes, drive practical vehicles, and maintain spending habits that would seem ordinary to their peers. 64% of millionaires describe their homes as modest. 88% read daily to improve themselves rather than shopping for status symbols. The difference is mental. Wealthy people have adopted an identity not built on consumption but on accumulation. They measure success by net worth, not by appearances. Real examples from the ultra-wealthy. The most famous example of restraint in the face of extreme wealth is Warren Buffett.
Reaches that age, I mean, I'm not talking about somebody that's in extreme poverty or pain or something, but
One of the richest people on the planet, Buffett lives in the same 5-bedroom house he purchased in Omaha, Nebraska in 1958 for $31,500. He has lived there for over 60 years. When offered cars, Buffett buys damaged vehicles at discounted prices, has them repaired, and drives them until his daughter finally tells him they are too old. He eats inexpensive breakfasts at McDonald's, keeping his bill under $3. This is a person who understood that excess spending erodes the ability to accumulate and compound wealth. Another powerful example is Keanu Reeves.
Today I'm going to pick my 1974 Norton Commando.
With a net worth exceeding $360 million. Despite earning hundreds of millions from blockbuster franchises, Reeves lives in a modest apartment in Hollywood Hills and drives a Honda. He has been regularly spotted taking the subway instead of hiring drivers. He donated $80 million from his Matrix earnings to leukemia research, his sister's cause. When asked about his wealth, Reeves said he does not think much about money and prefers to enjoy life rather than worry about increasing his bank account. His lifestyle did not change when the money arrived. The math behind modest living, numbers reveal why this discipline matters so much. Consider two people who both earn $250,000 per year after taxes. Person A maintains the spending habits they had when earning $100,000. They spend $100,000 yearly and invest the remaining $150,000. Person B, by contrast, upgrades everything. New house payments add $30,000 yearly. A luxury car payment costs $20,000. Fine dining and travel add another $20,000. Designer clothes and status purchases consume another $15,000. Person B is now spending $185,000 and investing only $65,000. Over 30 years, with 7% average annual investment returns, Person A accumulates approximately $15 million in investments. Person B accumulates approximately $5 million. The difference is not talent, education, or luck. The difference is a single choice made consistently. Every time income increases, one person channels the increase into investments. The other person channels it into spending. The wealthy know that this discipline is the foundation of financial independence. Automated systems force them to save first and spend the rest. Saving is not negotiable, it is a non-negotiable expense, just like rent or groceries. This removes the temptation to overspend. When your investments are automatically deducted before you see the money, you naturally adjust your lifestyle to what remains. You cannot spend what you never see. The invisible wealthy among us, lifestyle inflation thrives in a world where people judge success by appearance. But the wealthiest people in every community are often completely invisible. They drive ordinary cars, shop at regular stores, and live in nice but unremarkable homes. Their children attend public schools. They eat at casual restaurants. To anyone looking at their external life, they seem ordinary. Their actual net worth is extraordinary because every dollar has been invested rather than displayed. The trap of lifestyle inflation captures millions of people in a cycle of financial struggle. They earn more, they spend more, and they never get ahead. Breaking free requires a fundamental shift in identity. Stop thinking of yourself as someone who deserves more stuff when you earn more money. Start thinking of yourself as someone building wealth, someone investing in the future, someone whose real success is measured in assets, not aesthetics. The wealthy avoid lifestyle inflation at all costs because they understand that the cost of indulging lifestyle inflation is everything. It is the cost of financial freedom, generational wealth, the ability to retire early, and the power to make choices based on passion rather than paychecks. Warren Buffett could have bought mansions and yachts. He chose an ordinary life and extraordinary financial security. Keanu Reeves could display his wealth through consumption. He chose simplicity and the ability to give away millions without worry. These are not unusual choices among the wealthy. They are the rule. And anyone, regardless of current income, can make the same choice today.